Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. April is here, and with it comes new energy, warmer weather, and yes, your Social Security payments. But this April, it's anything but ordinary. In fact, we're now watching one of the most explosive shakeups in Social Security history unfold in real time, guys. And breaking news just hours ago, President Trump has officially signed a powerful new executive order, one that's already sending shockwaves throughout Washington, D.C. In fact, it involves massive new tariffs, a bold plan to overhaul American manufacturing, and a new spotlight on this controversial agency called DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, which is now directly involved in scrubbing fraud from Social Security like never before. And of course, Elon Musk is leading the charge here. So whether you're budgeting for groceries, you're paying for paying your bills, or you're just checking when your deposit is due. Well, guys, this month, it's not just about when you get paid. It's about how much longer the systems can keep up and who's really in charge. And also what could actually change for you guys next. So some of these changes could actually bring long overdue relief, especially for public sector retirees. But others, they're raising real concerns, guys. Delays, Social Security clawbacks, and even the risk of benefits being cut off entirely for some vulnerable recipients. So if you are, or maybe someone you love, depends on Social Security, SSI or SSDI, maybe a veteran beneficiary, stick with me, guys. So first, we're going to go over the full April payment schedule. If you guys are able to hear me okay, please just drop a quick yes in the comments, guys. Hope you guys are able to hear me. And so let's go over, we're going to go over the full April payment schedule. Then we're going to go ahead and dive into what Trump and his executive order really means, how DOGE and the tariffs are shaking up the system, and how to protect yourself before it's too late. So pay attention, guys. And I'm going to break this down real simple. So I don't think you need to take notes unless you really want to. And hey, if you haven't already subscribed, now's the time. Definitely hit the like button for the video. I really appreciate you guys. And it helps to let more people who need to get this information out there to be able to get this information. So you guys are going to want to stay ahead of every twist and turn that this month brings. So originally, I planned to talk about Social Security payment dates and what to expect this month, right? Or I should technically say next month, because it's still March. So I'm really talking about April. But yes, we will get to that in just a moment, guys. But before we do, there's something that's happening behind the scenes that could seriously reshape how Social Security is managed, how it's funded, and even monitored going forward. Okay, because right now, as of this week, we are entering a full-blown policy shift. Okay, now President Trump just signed a brand new executive order. This is one that doesn't just affect trade or the auto industry, guys. It could actually affect the way that we protect and we fund Social Security itself. And wait until you hear what a Democratic senator just yelled out during a heated committee hearing about this. So stick with me, guys. So President Trump has officially imposed a 25% tariff on all foreign-made cars unless they're built right here in the United States. So this means any vehicle, car, or light truck that's coming from overseas, it's going to cost more to bring it in. Now, the idea is pretty simple here. Make it more attractive for companies to build their factories here in America and hire American workers instead of outsourcing labor to Mexico, Canada, or overseas.
But they have their choice of 7, as you know. And we're going to charge countries for doing business in our country and taking our jobs, taking our wealth, taking a lot of things that they've been taking over the years. They've taken so much out of our country, friend and foe. And frankly, friend has been oftentimes much worse than foe. And this is very modest. And what we're going to be doing is a 25% tariff on all cars that are not made in the United States. If they're made in the United States, there's absolutely no tariff.
Wow. So why does this matter for Social Security, right? Because when more jobs come back, especially high-paying manufacturing jobs, it means more people are paying into the system. Social Security is funded through payroll taxes. It's not magic. And so if those jobs stay overseas, then the system keeps bleeding, if that makes any sense. But the car tariffs, they're just the start. You see, Trump confirmed that starting April 2nd, new tariffs are coming in hot on several other sectors. We're talking lumber to stop relying on foreign suppliers and reduce wildfire risk through better land use, pharmaceuticals to push drug production back onto American soil, and reciprocal tariffs on all countries, not just China or Mexico, everybody.
It's very exciting, but it's also exciting because of what's happening with other aspects. We're going to be doing tariffs on pharmaceuticals in order to bring our pharmaceutical industry back. We don't make anything here in terms of drugs, medical drugs, different types of drugs that you need, medicines. It's in other countries, largely made in China, a lot of it made in Ireland. Ireland was very smart. We love Ireland. But we're going to have that. We're going to have lumber. We're going to free up some of our land. And you'll be able to meet a lot of other standards like fire cuts. If Los Angeles had fire cuts, which they didn't have, that's a gap of half a football field between areas. You wouldn't have had the fires. They would have been contained. But you have fire cuts. And by the way, you sell that wood for a lot of money, a lot of profit. It's made for.
Wow. That's pretty interesting.
Coming in on April 2nd.
What does that mean?
Any more tariffs on any other sectors on April 2nd, for example, chips or pharmaceuticals?
Not then, but we will be putting a tariff on lumber. We, as you know, have a tariff already on steel and on aluminum of 25%. And we're taking in tremendous amounts of dollars. More importantly, our steel factories and aluminum factories are roaring. They're starting to roar. They're building new ones. I just heard from Nucor, which is a big company, a very big steel company, and they're building a massive plant for steel that they wouldn't build without this. So you're going to see things that are going to be actually amazing. And I think you already have. You know, we've had some news conferences where I can't have enough. They want to do news conferences where they announce they're going to spend 20, 30, 40 billion dollars. But Apple, as an example, is spending $500 billion. Okay, any other?
Wow. So what's the connection to Social Security here, right? Well, when the U.S. ramps up domestic production, especially in these high value sectors like steel, drugs, pharmaceuticals, energy, we create more taxable income. And more tax dollars coming in means more stability for systems like Social Security, which are currently projected to face some serious shortfalls in less than a decade. Now, guys, here's where things get really interesting and a little bit controversial. So this new tariff and manufacturing push isn't happening in a vacuum. In fact, it's kind of part of a broader shift that's driven by something called DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, which, love it or hate it, guys, it is literally being tasked with cleaning up government waste and rooting out fraud in Social Security. And they're already making moves. In fact, Trump's SSA nominee testified that they've identified 700 million questionable Social Security number cardholders in a massive cleanup effort.
But DOGE has been delivering results, digging into fraud and waste in the program that could be delinquent in 10 years. DOGE giving an update on their work, saying, quote, for the past 3 weeks, Social Security has been executing a major cleanup of their records. Approximately 7 million number holders, all listed age 120 plus, have now been marked as deceased. Another 5 million to go. Republicans say Democrats are in denial about the issues with the program and chose to ignore it under Biden.
Wow, that sounds like progress, right? I mean, well, not everyone agrees, guys. During that very same hearing, a Democratic senator basically just exploded, telling the nominee to, quote unquote, keep Elon Musk the hell out of Social Security.
It's about what the function is. He wants a body count. You're going to be under the thumb of DOGE. That's the aspect of this that worries me.
I'm planning on running the agency, reporting to the president, and I think the president has made it clear that DOGE is there for input, but the agency heads own their decisions.
Keep Musk the hell out of Social Security, please.
Wow. Holy cow, guys. What an outburst. But more importantly, why the outburst, right? Like, what is going on? By the way, for you guys just now joining the live, appreciate you guys being here. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a quick yes if you guys are able to hear me okay. Because DOGE's efforts, they're believed to be tech-backed, possibly drawing support or inspiration from Elon Musk style automation, and also different artificial intelligence or AI tools. And critics worry that handing over too much control to the tech giants like Elon Musk, or handing too much control over to the algorithms could risk accuracy, fairness, and privacy in our most critical benefit programs. But DOGE defenders are actually saying that the system is already broken and that it needs real reform, not more bureaucracy. If you guys think it's broken, just comment broken down below, guys. So now the question becomes, are these changes going to save Social Security, or are they going to make Social Security harder to access? Well, I'm going to break that down for you guys in just a second, right along with the full April 2025 payment schedule and what you need to do if your check is delayed or reduced. Plus, I'm also going to show you guys how these new tariffs might impact your daily costs, from cars to medicine, and how it circles back to your benefits. So don't go anywhere, guys, because this next part's really important. So now let's talk about something that doesn't always make the headlines, especially with mainstream media, okay? But it absolutely should. U.S. manufacturing is making a big comeback, and it's coming back real fast. And if you've been wondering, like, what does a car factory or maybe a coal plant have to do with my Social Security check? Well, stick with me, guys, because the connection, I think it's a lot stronger than you think. In fact, Trump recently highlighted this major win in the car manufacturing world. Honda is building one of the largest auto plants in Indiana. Why now? Well, I was wondering that too. Well, it's because companies are now responding to the new 25% tariff on foreign-made cars, and they want to avoid it, right? They want to avoid it by building right here in the United States.